Happy Monday to you. I trust you had a beautiful weekend, and we're already looking at wrapping up the month of April. How's this month been for you? Are you starting to feel into the signs of spring and get yourself into flow with who and what you are? What is your dreams, your mindset? That's what we're doing with these sessions. I love to come in and just check in. This is our Mindful Motivation for Mindset Mastery session. And before we get into pulling cards, I use 4 different decks of cards for these sessions. But I like to also reflect upon what's happening with the moon. When we really get into rhythm with the cycles of the moon, we can actually really get into our own inner wisdom, our own intuitive guidance, because that's how it's that emotional guidance that helps us make decisions and navigate what choices are coming up. So all that being said, this week we are influenced by the first quarter phase of the moon in the sign of Leo. So first quarter moons that's the action time. That's a time where you start looking at your intentions, with your desires, with things that are lighting you up. But what's making this one quite interesting is that the moon, first quarter phase of the moon is in Leo and the sun is in Taurus. So there's this balancing piece. Actually, talking about Taurus, we're in a Mercury retrograde phase, and Mercury retrograde is happening in Taurus also. So this is about the sort of being grounded and yet creative, being aligned with your philosophy, with your mindset, with the things that feel like they give you a sense of yes. Good morning, Randy. Lovely to have you here. So it's that feeling of using that blend of energy where we're taking action steps, putting things into motion that we started fueling or reviewing at the new moon, which is what we did last week. We had the new moon in the sign of Aries, which actually was a very auspicious new moon because it was a double new moon in Aries. Usually we have it moves to another sign, right? So it was like that fiery. So this again, fiery energy with that Leo first quarter phase of the moon. It's about confidently taking strong, bold actions that are truly aligned with your calling, with your gifts, with what you want to express and share with the world. That's what this is about too. It's like, so are there new beginnings that you've been kind of thinking, oh, it'd be lovely if I could have time to invest in this type of project or this kind of program or be this way or have these types of opportunities around me? And so if that's the case, maybe it's time to start taking an inventory of what are the things that you're saying to yourself about yourself, and are they the truth? Are they lining up with those directives that are kind of coming through you, if that makes sense? So the other part too, like I just mentioned, so the Mercury retrograde, I love Mercury retrograde times too, because Mercury is the communicator. And so when we have a retrograde energy, it's the appearance of things going backwards. I know lots of people get upset because, communications go awry and we can lose text, or the communication doesn't go through. But if you could start looking at it as a gift, that patterns may come up for review. There are ideas and mindsets that maybe they're coming up as a gift to kind of say, hey, wait, is this really me? Is this really in alignment with where I'm headed, with my big vision for my life? And is there things that I need to lovingly say, Kate, that's an old paradigm. It's an old way of thinking or being. So perhaps these are the things that we can take action on with this phase of the moon. So if I say anything on any of these sessions that kind of is confusing or triggers something for you, you need some advice or support, put it in the comments below or message me directly, because we're just riffing into what's going on, energetically what's going on, and coming into your own inner wisdom. You know the answers, but if you get too much in your head and say, oh my gosh, I have to work this out and I have to figure it out and I have to, that's not how you're going to guide forward. It's coming into this beautiful depths of the wisdom of the moon, which is your true nature, your emotional guidance. Then that's where that's kind of like the navigating aspect for you. So this is one of my favorite questions. I just landed on my mind. One of my favorite questions to encourage you to really tap into that is, how do I feel about myself here? So how do I feel about myself when I'm doing these things, or I'm putting these projects into motion, or I'm saying, no, I'm not ready for this one? How do I feel about myself? We want to be finding our sense of yes, our sense of peace, our sense of, I get to share my gifts. I get to impact people around me, and people, not even people around me, because we are energetic beings. So by you following your truth, by having the mindset that you're in the right place at the right time, the energy ripples out for everyone to feel it, whether they consciously know it or not. Okay, so all that being said, take a nice deep breath. I was kind of shuffling my letting go guidance cards. So we're going to look at what, and I think this is going to be kind of aligned with that idea of finding the courage and the confidence to shift forward on the things. What can we focus on letting go that's maybe keeping us a little bit stuck or playing small or not fully believing in the power of who we are? So, and this is an interesting one, the one that's come up is obsessing how you look. So does that happen for you? Do you have a desire that comes up within you and you, oh, I wish I could do this, or I'd love to do such and such, and then this little critic comes up in your mind saying, oh my gosh, what would people say if they saw me do this? Or what would people say if it didn't work out? That one is oftentimes brought about because we've got some kind of flawed mindset that's based on comparing ourselves to other people and then judging ourselves before we even align with or step into action. Remember, this is an action-taking week. So can you just lovingly accept you're good? You look great. Take a deep breath. How do I feel about myself? Use that one. I think that is a really important question to ask yourself and to help yourself navigate choices and decisions and directions. So as I was saying that and kind of feeling into this energy of releasing that propensity, this is a powerful one. Now let's pull one tarot card. I like to pull one tarot card and then 3 of the Healing with the Angel cards. Aha, the card that's come up for us today is the Death card. So maybe this is like double underlining. The Death card is all about the end. Stop doing that. It's not serving you. It's not part of who you are or who you're becoming. So if you have this thing of comparatitis, some people call it, it's like comparing yourselves or getting stuck into a story that doesn't serve you anymore. Can you up level and tell the truth about yourself? Align with that calling that's within you, that only you, there are things that only you can do for the whole collective. And so are you doing that? Letting go of anything that's keeping you stuck or not shining your light or not sharing the best aspects of you or what really lights you up. So, oh, this is cool. I love how the continuation of the guidance. So we're giving up obsessing how we look. We're saying that way is old and done. Good morning, Mort. Nice to have you here too. So the first card of these ones is surrender and release. Sometimes our head would have us believe that we have to do certain things, or we have to hold on to something, or we have to look a certain way or show up a certain way. maybe it's time to surrender and release the things that is not for you to do. It's like the collaborative effort. It's like hand it over to the higher power or your higher self, or recognize maybe that's not for me to take care of. And tap into your own divine guidance. This is the thing about when we surrender and release and we realize we're all evolving and going through a phase of this and then a phase of that. That's what the moon phases teach us, that we all go through this. And so when we get stuck or over complicated in our mind, we miss the signs. We miss the signs of that divine guidance, which is actually coming through us always. Tap into that and recognize that you have blessings always around you. So can you recognize them? Have some gratitude for them. Make sure that you're really finding your best rhythm. Because all I was saying to you that this is an action-taking week on our intentions, but because we're under the influence of that Mercury retrograde, we've got the Sun in Taurus as well as Mercury. It's about looking at rhythm, about being grounded and accessing the fire in your belly at the same time. So maybe that means you need to slow things down just a little bit to recognize your inner guidance, to recognize what it is that you need to do about any choices or decisions or situations. So I trust that makes sense. And like I said, if this brings something up that you need a wee bit more help or guidance in, put it in the comments below or message me directly, because it's supposed to be flow. We're flowing with this life. So now we're going to wrap up our session today with one of my Liberate Your Inner Truth card. Because really that's the big piece around this whole mindset mastery, is to release your inner truth and share it and confidently come out with it. And so this is beautiful because the card that's come up for us is I am empowered. So let me read this out to you. It says, I have the awareness, the knowledge, the confidence, the means, and the ability to do things and make decisions for myself, and I am on track with my dreams. I couldn't have picked a better card for us for that whole piece. That's a beautiful way to wrap this up about the first quarter phase of the moon in the sign of Leo, and really recognize you are on track. Maybe there's wee pieces that you need to let go, and that's okay. If you can do that with a sense of ease and flow, that's going to serve you so well. I wish you a beautiful week ahead. Like I said, need any support or further clarification about anything I've said here, let me know. Much love to you. I'll be back here again with you next week. Have a great week.